What's up guys, Retro Gamer Steve back with another video. In tonight's video, if my shirt didn't give it away, I will be doing a revised TurboGrafx16 game collection. So I did a video game collection for this a little over a year ago, and I've doubled my library since then, so I wanted to show you guys what games I have for the system so far. And I got this shirt this week as well, so really cool. Trying to get a bunch of different shirts like this so that I can wear them accordingly for specific videos. So without any further ado guys, let's check out the games library I have for the TurboGrafx16. Alright guys, so in no particular order, we will start off with World Court Tennis, which is actually a really good tennis game and an RPG mixed together. So there is an overworld map that your character walks around. You have instant matches where you'll run into somebody, and you basically build up points to buy different rackets and stuff like that. If you own a TurboGrafx, this game is pretty cheap and definitely worth a playthrough if you are a tennis game fan. Next game is Andre Panza Kickboxing. This is exactly what it looks like here. It's one-on-one kickboxing fighting. Very simple. Not a great game, but fun to play once in a blue moon. The graphics are pretty cool. It's just minimal and kind of tough, but it's okay. And we've got Taking It to the Hoop, which is a basketball game, and it is exactly that. Nothing spectacular, but as far as basketball games go on the Turbo, this is a decent one. Then we have Sonic Spike, same thing. This is a beach volleyball game, and actually not a bad game. If you want to play a game like this on the Turbo, I do recommend it. Then we have the pack-in game, and that is Keith Courage and Alpha Zones. This game's not horrible. The platformer. Alright, so the Turbo is actually known for puzzle games and shooters. And they don't have a ton of platforming games, but this is one of them, and it's actually not a bad game. You are Keith in half of the game, and then you transform into this robot the other half of the game. It's okay. Then we got one of my favorite games, and that is Bloody Wolf. This is a side-scrolling commando type game, run and gun, and a lot of fun. Just shoot the crap out of bad guys. You can actually ride a motorcycle and run bad guys over, and love this game. A lot of fun. One of the mini shooters on the system, and that is Fantasy Zone. This game came out on a few systems, but this is the Turbo version, and great shooter. The difference between this and a lot of other shooters is you can go right or left, and there are shops that you can stop at mid-level to purchase upgrades and stuff like that. Really cool game. Another shooter is Galaga 90. Just featured this in one of my handheld Game of the Week series, and this is a new take on an old game, and that is Galaga, of course. But this has shooter shmup elements as well. After you get past the third or fourth level, there are actually some levels that scroll as you move vertically. Really cool game, and a great revamp of a classic. Another shoot 'em up, and that is Sidearms. This is a horizontal shooter, and it is a lot of fun. You are a character instead of a ship, and you can also get this power-up that puts basically like a mechanical suit around you, and you shoot out of every orifice and bullets go everywhere, and it's super crazy. This game can get pretty tough, but really fun. Then we have another one of my favorites, and that is Splatterhouse. For those of you guys that have never played this, in today's terms, it is a tame game, but this is one of those games back in the day that parents did not want you to play, and this is a side-scrolling beat 'em up, so to speak, and you just punch and kick and smack with a 2x4 the bad guys up against the wall and out of your way as you try to save your girlfriend Jennifer. Fantastic series, love this game. Another shoot 'em up, and that is Cybercore. So in this one, the idea is that you are a half bug, half humanoid ship, and you actually can get different colored upgrades, and then once you get that color upgrade, you can get go up through numbers and increase that specific upgrade, or you can change and get a different upgrade at any time but start back at the beginning. Really cool mechanic. This game is a lot of fun. This is a vertical shooter, and if you haven't played this is definitely worth a playthrough. I definitely enjoy popping this one in from time to time. Then we have another shooter. This is one of my all-time favorites, and that is Dragon Spirit. This is another vertical shooter. The shtick with this one is you are a dragon. You start off with one head, and then as you collect power-ups, you can increase to a two-headed dragon or even three-headed dragon. And then as you get hit, you will lose heads until you die. This game is super tough. I have not beat it yet. I've made it to it's either I think it's level 6, but I can't get past the boss at the end of level 6. But love any shoot 'em ups that has a different take on what you are flying, whether it's a ship or a person or a dragon or a boat or whatever it is that you're flying, an airplane. I just like the different takes, and I really enjoy the dragon aspect of this one. So this is definitely a playthrough right here. Then we have, of course, the mascot, unofficial mascot of the TurboGrafx16, and that is Bonk's Adventure. This is probably the best platformer, or arguably the best platformer series on the system. Absolutely great colors, great music, great character, a lot of fun. If you don't have Bonk's Adventure and you own a TurboGrafx, I highly recommend picking this one up. Then, of course, you've got to have Bonk's Revenge, and this takes what the first one did and ramps it up a notch and does it even better. And this is a fantastic title as well. So if you've played the first one, definitely recommend Bonk's Revenge. Then we have one of my favorites on here as well, and definitely my girlfriend's, and that is Alien Crush. If you are a pinball fan and you own the TurboGrafx and you don't own this game, you need to stop this video and find a copy and purchase it and play it, because this is a fantastic pinball game on the system. The colors, the sound effects, the table, the different aliens and the gore and the creatures is just awesome, and the mechanics on this are just top-notch, superb. Highly recommend this game. Can't recommend it enough. This is, in my opinion, a must-own on the system. And then, of course, you gotta have Devil's Crush, the sequel. This one is, it's arguably, you know, people argue which is better. I personally like Devil's Crush a little bit more, but only because it has an extended table on it, so it's taller. You've got more surface space for playing, and this one does what that one does with aliens, except does it with devils and skeletons and demonic type stuff. And again, fantastic music and special effects or sound effects and graphics. These two games really come alive. Can't talk. All right, the next one is a series that I am a big fan of, and that is Bomberman. Not much needs to be said, except this is a great game on the system. I do not have Bomberman 93 for the Turbo, but I am always keeping my eyes out and love having Bomberman on the system. And then this is Battle Royale, which is exactly what it sounds like. It's 4 players in the ring all at the same time. You have to throw the other opponents out and be the last one standing. Not a fantastic game, but it is fun to put in every now and then, especially if you have the Turbo Tap and you can play with a second player. Not a bad game, but not a great game. Then we have arguably my girlfriend's favorite game on here and one of the best shooters on the system, and that is Blazing Lasers. The idea with this one is the upgrades are different styles of upgrades. So one might be some type of rings that shoot out, one might be some type of straight beams, one might be some kind of beams that come out and go all over the place. And so you just upgrade through specific ones like of those, or you can just change whenever. This game is fantastic as well. This is a must own in my opinion. Vertical shooter, by the way. Then we have another shoot 'em up, and this is Deep Blue, and you are an angelfish. And angel is an acronym. I can't remember what they said it stands for in the game. This is a horizontal shooter. Not the best shoot 'em up on the system. Not completely horrible, but it's really tough. Your ship moves very slowly. All of the enemies are much faster than you, and honestly, the different weapons and the upgrades that you get don't really help you much. It's we play it every once in a blue moon, but it is very difficult because you are super slow, and as you can see, your fin comes up and down, so you have a very big hitbox and very tough to get out of the way. So can't say I would recommend this, but I can't say it's complete garbage either. And surprisingly, that game is continuing to increase in value. Then another game, this is Gunboat. This is a game I picked up earlier this year, and you are basically a PT boat, and during Vietnam, it's basically kind of like a first-person view from either the captain's chair, you are driving the boat, or the gunner's chair, and very simplistic. Really not a pretty game as far as what you're looking at. But it is a simple game, and for some reason I really enjoy this. And if this type of game sounds interesting to you, you'd have to go look at gameplay footage of it to see what I'm talking about. Very simple game, but very enjoyable for me. I sat last time I played this and lost myself. Lost about 3 or 4 hours playing this game. I really enjoy it, but I don't know that I could recommend that game to everyone. Then we have a side-scrolling beat-em-up type of game as well. This is China Warrior, and this one is a game I can't really recommend. It's okay. Very big sprites, which definitely look cool. Your character looks a lot like Bruce Lee. This one doesn't as much, but the character in the game looks a lot like Bruce Lee. This is the boss that you fight at the end of the first level. It's, I don't know, it's not horrible, but it's not a very fun game. So it is cheap. So if you want to check it out, you can always pick it up for, 30-35 bucks, or you could play the Turbo Mini and check it out on that. Then a series that I've been a fan of for a long time, and that is Space Harrier. You guys are probably familiar with this game. This is just the TurboGrafx release, and I forget what you call it, parallaxing 3D shooter type of thing, where everything's coming at the screen and your character can fly all up or down, left, right, diagonally, and shoot things that are coming at you. Love this game. Absolutely love this game. I've got this for a few systems and had to pick it up for the Turbo. Then we've got another shoot 'em up, and that is RType. I love the RType series. This is the first RType, of course, on the Turbo. Horizontal shooter. Can't say enough about this series and shouldn't have to say any more, but fantastic game. This is a puzzle game, and that is Tricky Kick. Very hard game to kind of explain, but you have levels that are different shaped with matching blocks that are spread out all over the place, and once you kick something, it goes until it hits something else and stops. Once it goes into a corner, you cannot move it anymore, and you have to basically matching blocks together by kicking them into each other. And very difficult game, much harder than it sounds. If you're into puzzle games and you have a Turbo, I do recommend playing this. It is a frustratingly hard game, but my girlfriend and I will sit and play this for a couple hours every now and then, and it does have a memory, well, not a memory, but a save feature with a code, so that you can always go back in and continue where you left off. Then we have Drop Off. This is basically an Arkanoid style brick breaker game. The idea with this one is that you have a ball at the bottom, and it has, I guess, kind of like an eye opening, that when your eye is closed, the ball will bounce straight up and down. If you have the ball open, it will bounce sideways, or horizontal or diagonal, and you have a floor that can take so many hits in different areas. Once that breaks, if the ball goes down, you lose your turn. Pretty cool game, very tough, but I love brick breaker games, and there's not a lot of those on the system. So if you have a Turbo and you like brick breaker style games, this is definitely a recommend from me. Then we have a racing game. This is Final Lap Twin. This is basically pole position, but a little bit more updated for the TurboGrafx. And not much I can say about this. It's not a horrible game. I enjoy playing this every now and then for a little bit. So yeah, it's a fancier pole position, but not anything as nice as what we have today. So would most of you enjoy it now? Probably not. But it's a cool game to be able to pop in and play on my own system. One of the best games on the system, in my opinion, and that is the Legendary Axe. Super tough game. I still have not completed this game. This is a side-scrolling platformer, hack and slash style game. Just great platformer. I love the creatures that you fight. I love the idea with the axe that you can hold the power button and charge it, which is actually how you're supposed to play this game. So it kind of adds some level of difficulty into it, because you're not just, if you just hack and hack and hack, those are weak attacks, where if you hold the button and charge it, that's a much stronger attack. So it definitely makes you think about how you attack each enemy. Can't say enough about this game. This is a great game. And then the last game I own right now, unfortunately I do have 2 more coming. They just didn't make it in time for the video, but if you want to see what 2 games I have on the way, then make sure you come back next Friday for my next pickups video, and you will see the 2 TurboGrafx16 games that I added. But the last one for now is another racing game, and that is Victory Run, and that is akin to pole position. This game is akin to Outrun, so not quite as good as Outrun, but this is kind of TurboGrafx16's answer to the Outrun craze, And actually, this is a really fun game. I enjoy the music. I do enjoy the graphics, and one thing I can never say enough about with this system is just how colorful everything is, and I really enjoy the sound chips that they use. So definitely, if you're gonna go for a racer on this system, I would choose Victory Run over Final Lap Twin. But either way, this is definitely a fun game. So that is my TurboGrafx16 collection as of right now, but like I said, I will have 2 more in the next few days, so make sure you come back next Friday to see what I added. Alright guys, well I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, and you're not yet a subscriber to my channel, think about hitting that subscribe button for me guys, and give me a big thumbs up. That always helps small channels like mine grow and gain traction. And if you do enjoy content like this, go check out my Instagram. It's Steve Craig Retro Games, same as it is down below. And also, make sure you come back next Monday and check out my handheld game of the week. And then next Wednesday, we'll be doing a home-held gaming video. And then next Friday, we'll be doing my pickups video. So make sure you come back to check out what 2 new Turbo games I added. But guys, if you don't own a TurboGrafx16 and you love retro games, it's probably my favorite home console. It's definitely the one that gets played the most. I absolutely love it. I have a mini and I love that too, but the original gets more play, far more play than the mini does. But I can't recommend the system enough, and I know that it's not super cheap to collect for, but it's just, it will drag you in and pull you in and make you want to go buy physical games instead of playing the mini. But regardless, I want to thank you guys for watching. I hope you enjoyed. So until next Monday, have a great weekend. Take care of yourselves out there and keep gaming.